Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Star Rail, and in today's video I'm going to be reacting to most of the big news from the 2.2 live stream that's just finished up. I've recorded it. We're going to be hopping around. It's going to be good. But I think I predicted correctly both of the banners this time around. Of course, so phase 1. Let's touch on that before we touch on that first. Before we do that, these are the three promo codes. I will put those in the description down below as well. And if while you're there, subscribe to the channel, give it a like, all the rest. We hit 1,000 subs now, so thank you so much for that support. That's pretty amazing and fantastic. It's a huge first milestone. Lets me monetize the channel as well because dirty money grubbing bastard. But yeah, these are the codes that are, I think, each of them giving you maybe 100 Stellar Jade, I think. Yeah, they're the ones from the live stream, so great. Let's touch on this, though. So the first banner is Robin versus Topaz. We'll actually go back in a minute after we look at the two banners. We'll actually check out Robin and Boothill in gameplay. I think they both look super freaking cool. But for this one, between the two, I've heard that Robin is particularly good for follow-up teams. And it seems like, in particular, you'll see when we see the gameplay stuff, that she's regenerating more energy, so letting her do her stuff more, the more your allies attack, which synergizes really well with follow-up attack. Indeed, some of the gameplay footage they have is actually Aventurine, Topaz, a Numby, Robin, and then a Dr. Ratio. So like that full follow-up team is going to be amazing. Here's the thing, though. The problem that I have with Topaz is that, yes, she is going to become stronger, I think, indeed, for the new endgame mode that's coming soon. That's going to be more single-target, boss-focused. I think hunt characters, and by extension, Topaz and Numby, will be very strong there. The slight issue with me for Topaz and Numby is that to fit into that ideal team, with Aventurine and Dr. Ratio and Robin, she really needs her E1 and S1, because those give you debuffs, and Dr. Ratio, who's the ideal partner, needs the debuffs. So that's a bit of a concern. I think that you could run the same team, Aventurine, and this is probably what I'm going to do, Aventurine, Dr. Ratio, and Robin, and then you could run somebody that's just giving you more debuffs, someone like a Pela, or if you had her, a Silver Wolf. So I don't know. I'm still a little bit torn on whether or not the Topaz and Numby one is worth chasing. Robin, I think, looks good. For the 4 stars in here, Zhui Yi, that's a really fun one. I think she looks really solid for, you know, I like that character design a lot. I think she's badass. I love the color scheme. And yeah, I think she looks to be quite strong. So quantum damage either for like Memory of Chaos could be quite decent. Hanya is another Harmony. So that's your Harmony if you don't get it. You don't get Robin. I think Hanya is more, am I remembering right? I think she's more single target focused, which actually could be a nice combo. Like if you're a new player coming into this, right, and you go for Robin, you get some Hanya copies along the way. You could have, I believe Hanya regenerates SP and stuff like that. So you could have a good sort of hyper carry type Harmony, but also a good team-wide Harmony. Mix and match depending on what you need for your two teams. I think that's pretty cool. March 7th, this is an interesting one. I'm not sure how useful, honestly, she is for a new player. I think one of the best things she can do is like cheese the simulated universe with the Path of Remembrance and freezing enemies. I do think if you got Aventurine, I've been using Aventurine in simulated universe and he is like broken with the Path of Preservation. It's actually disgusting. So I think if you got Aventurine, you wouldn't need March for that. And Aventurine's also preservation like she is. So I'm not sure how useful she'll be for me. I have seen rumors. They didn't say anything about it here, but I've seen rumors that like March 7th could have skins or something like that coming into the game. Like she did have an outfit for one of her missions, which could tie into her being on the warp. I'm not sure. And then we've obviously got their light cones. I'm not sure what this one does. Obviously, the Topaz one is very strong, but definitely more of a niche character. And then stuff here. We actually, interesting enough, that one of these is a, hang on, I think it's a new light cone they talked about. This one here with Black Swan, Acheron, Nihility. I think this is going to be a free-to-play 4-star light cone that works well for Acheron, right? Because Acheron's light cone options are quite limited. So that's like sort of your Acheron light cone in there for people that have Acheron. Sword play is really good for Topaz and Numby. It's a hunt light cone for people that take multiple attacks. And then I think that's perfect timing. I actually used this one on Bailu. I actually broke down all my builds yesterday. For my first time clearing Memory of Chaos, 12. Not 3-star, but just beating it, 2-star. Nobody died, which was fantastic. But I use this Abundance Light Cone on Bailu. I love it. Gives you effect res and turns effect res into outgoing healing. I think it synergizes really well with Broken Keel. And for me, I use it on Bailu because Bailu is quite weak to crowd control and dots. And it lets Bailu avoid both of those things, which is pretty cool. So I like it. But there you go. They're the light cones. Now, quick look at the other. So I've gone a little bit too far. There we go. So the other phase 2 banners. So this is later on, probably 3 to 4 weeks or so into 2.2. We'll have the Boothill banner, which is pretty cool. I think Boothill actually looked pretty freaking awesome. When he was revealed, when we had the drip marketing, I presume my reaction was the same as, I don't know if I missed out on any lore, but I was like, who the heck is Boothill? I've never even heard of this guy. I don't think we had. I loved his character. He only had a small bit in 2.1, just on the phone. We didn't even get to see him, but I was like, this guy is hilarious. He's going to be super fun in the story. I'm really looking forward to seeing more of Boothill in the story for this patch. But he looks pretty powerful as well. The interesting thing about him is he's a physical hunt character. That now becomes stronger for sure, again, with that single target boss mode stuff going on. I do think he's going to be stronger than Topaz and Numby. He's a more straightforward, just I do lots of damage character. The big thing for me, again, we'll look at his gameplay, is that he can implant physical weaknesses with his ultimate and with his technique, which I think is very exciting, right? You're looking at new boss type game mode with single target bosses. Oh, wow. Here's probably the strongest hunt character in the game, and they can implant their weakness into everybody. That's kind of nuts, right, for this boss mode. Probably very strong for MOC as well, but pretty weak, I'd guess, for Pure Fiction. He seems very single target focused. That's him with Fu Xuan as well. So again, generally speaking, most of the time in these banners, I really lean towards the new characters more. Now, Fu Xuan, before Aventurine, well, actually, I'll do a proper video breaking down my thoughts on the banners. But before Aventurine, Fu Xuan was, I think, the best sustain in the game. Now, I think Aventurine is equal to, if not arguably better than her. Again, specifically for me, I'm very happy I went for Aventurine because it ties in with these follow-up teams. And again, you can cheese Simulated Universe. It seems pretty darn hard with the Path of Preservation. He's actually kind of broken. And Simulated Universe, I haven't gone in depth into like Golden Gears and all the other stuff, but apparently it gets pretty tough. So I think he's probably a bit more useful to a new player overall, but Fu Xuan is, again, probably equal to, possibly better. I don't have her, so I can't tell. Possibly better, possibly slightly worse. But even if she is slightly worse than Aventurine, or like it's not by much at all. Like she's super, super good. So if you hate Aventurine, Fu Xuan is great. If you want to play around mono quantum, like if you got a Silver Wolf and you like the quantum characters, Fu Xuan is great. She's just very versatile with anyone that's doing crit DPS. She's fantastic. So Fu Xuan is a really good option. But for me, coming into this, I just pulled Aventurine. Like I said, I'm liking my Bailu at the moment. Obviously, Fu Xuan is better than Bailu, but is it worth pulling for someone right now versus waiting for a new Abundance, or probably new Abundance character, I'd imagine, is what's going to come before a new Preservation. Maybe waiting for that is a better use of my passes. It's sort of my thoughts right now. Boothill actually looks like he could be really good. I think for me, Robin is going to be the pick, though. I think Robin is what I'm going to be pulling for. We'll see the gameplay because of that. Now, I might pull something. Is this a terrible idea? I might pull. It might be a terrible idea. I wouldn't mind if I got Boothill. It wouldn't be the worst. I might pull some passes on the Boothill banner just to try get some Pela and Luca. This is a great banner. You've got Hook in there. Hook is not great. Hook is like a destruction, but very single target. Not a very destruction-y destruction. More of a hunty destruction character. That's fire. One nice thing if you get lots of Eidolons of Hook, if you're going to skip Firefly on the other side of this, or if you're going to skip Topaz, Hook gives you a fire DPS, I guess, but I've not really seen anything much good about Hook, so I'm skeptical about that. I actually think Luca is like budget Boothill in a way. They might actually work really well together. Luca is really single target focused. really good boss damage through bleeds. He's a debuffer and nihility. I have an E5 Luca. I kind of want to pull on this banner to try get an E6 Luca. I kind of do. But yeah, Luca for me, like I probably would not get Boothill because I can use the E6 Luca for the boss stuff. But obviously Boothill is better. Definitely going to be way better. And they might even work well together because Boothill seems like it's not too crazy on the old SP and neither is Luca. So it might work well together with Robin. I don't know, mono physical team. It's an interesting thought. Anyway, also Pela is insanely strong. One of the best 4 stars. I have her at E0, I think. So getting some, maybe E1. No, E0. I'm pretty sure she's E0. Getting some Eidolons for Pela would be okay. So I think this is a great banner with the 4 stars. It's very strong. Then of course we've got the the new light cone, which I think is for Akron. We've got these ones here. Yeah, I don't think that these are too crazy. Again, I don't know about the signatures, but these ones are not too crazy. Like Secret Vows, decent, but you've got obviously the shop Herta light cone. What's that? Geniuses Repose or something like that. I think that's the Erudition one. It's okay. I could be wrong about that one. Not 100% sure. I think that's Landau's choice, I think, which is like a decent preservation one. So I don't know. Maybe this is a hunt one. Like you'd think you get a hunt light cone because that's destruction. It'd be weird to have 2 destruction. Erudition. Maybe it's a hunt. I'm not sure. But yeah, we got that new light cone. And also there's another new light cone coming too, which is Harmony. I've heard rumors this could be good for Robin, actually. So that's cool. So that's a new light cone coming probably deeper into the patch or tied into one of the events or whatnot. Let's check out some of the gameplay and why I'm so hyped about Robin. All right, so here we go. Let's check out Robin. I actually like that they do this. This is cool, where they shout out all the voice actors. It looks like, I'm not sure who Chevy is, but one thing that was really crazy about this thing in 2230, if I skip on ahead, there's actually going to be a Robin album. I thought that's insane. They're doing like a whole album for her. This makes me pretty intrigued about, potential stuff for Robin recurring in the future. Like if you think about League of Legends and how massive KDA was for League of Legends, I guess still is, right? These sort of these pop stars, idols, I guess is the term, right? These idols are really popular with the player base that likes these games, right? It's a pretty big deal. So yeah, I think it's fun that they're doing like a whole album and like the little promo video for it. It's actually pretty fun. But hang on, let's come back. Let's see some of her gameplay, which was pretty freaking cool. But yeah, so that's awesome. Her technique looks actually interesting. It basically lets you group up enemies. How cool is that? So you can actually lure enemies after you. They won't attack you. I wonder if this will help you like stop the trotters running away. That'd be nice. And also just for like farming and stuff, just group up everyone and clear it in like one big auto battle. Could actually be kind of handy for just, smoothing out your runs and whatnot. That could be quite cool. Her skill seems straightforward. It's just team-wide damage buff. Simple. From this as well, it's got like the three pips. It looks like it's like a Ron May type thing where it's just boom, buff for your team. It looks very like Ron May, very like Ting Yun from the 4 stars, right? Buff for your team that lasts for 3 turns. So fairly SP positive from her skill. Gonna be weaving in a lot of basics in there as well. Though it looks like when she goes into her ult form that she's not actually doing that, right? That she sort of just starts singing, which is really funny. Her talent is, I think, going to tie her into follow-up teams. I've also heard people saying she could work really well with dot teams as well. Ron May, I'm going to throw this out right now, which is something we'll talk about in a further video. Ron May is sort of the queen of dot teams at the moment. I've heard that Robin is going to be just as good for dot teams as Ron May. Although I think I heard that when you start getting later in the cycles, she's got quite a high energy cost in her ultimate, apparently. That she starts to fall off as like the longer the fight goes on, if it's difficult for you to keep her ultimate up. Yeah, Ron May has been the queen of dot, but she's not really a dot specific character, right? She is a general, like Harmony's just really good. 5-star limited Harmony with team-wide buffs is really, really good. But she's going to specialize more with break teams and teams that want to break enemies. Robin, again, just like Ron May, is just generally really, really good. So they're both really good for dot teams, but they don't specialize in it. Robin looks to be specializing with follow-up teams more. So yeah, it depends on. I think the most important question is which character you prefer. This ultimate looks sick though. I think it's really really cool. Like super cool. I'm gonna turn my I'll put the volume on when we get there. But yeah, if we go into this,
when using
listen
her
to this.
ultimate, Miss Robin belts out a morale-boosting number and enters a performative state. This state allows all allies to immediately take action while also providing buffs.
What, everyone immediately takes action again? Miss Robin is full of surprises.
I just think that's so cool, man. Like, so she actually sings during combat. That's really interesting. I think that is your biggest decision when it comes to Robin. It's like, do you like that song? Because she is going to be singing it during combat. If you like the song, then awesome. I wonder if they could even add more songs in the future. Because again, they're doing a whole album. That could be something. But yeah, who knows? If you hate the song, this is going to be a terrible pull for you. Wait for the Ron May rerun. I suspect it's coming pretty soon, honestly. If you do like the song, then Robin could be a great pull. Again, do you like follow-up teams the most? Robin could be great. Do you prefer like break teams? Then Ron May. I think Ron May is probably a little bit easier to use. Robin's got like this full team action advance. That's insane. Everyone gets to go. Like Bronya, supercharged on her ultimate for her whole team. Pretty darn cool, right? It's pretty darn cool. The graphics on it are really cool as well. And she's just singing. So I think she's actually out of the fight. She can't do anything, but she's just giving your team massive, massive buffs. Yeah, she's immune to crowd control while she's singing, as you can see right there. And yeah, she's got a big energy cost though. So you're going to want your team taking turns and doing follow-up attacks to charge it up more. But like, could be, I think she looks super good. I'll do a full video breaking down more of my thoughts on them. I'm going to do some more research on them. But for me right now, Robin looks to be the one that I'm going to pull. I think it's going to be the best for my account. I don't have a Ron May. I also don't really have any break DPS characters at all built up. Like Zhui Yi is the one I would quite like. But I think she doesn't actually synergize that well with Ron May, funny enough. But because I think Ron May is delaying enemy turns and Zhui Yi wants to keep doing toughness damage. I don't know. That's a tough call. I think I'll go for Robin. Maybe I'll even do the Ron May rerun as well when it comes. It's kind of hard to go wrong with Ron May. I think Robin's gonna be very similar. I think she's probably the ideal one to pull for a lot of people. Like I call the game I've seen people call the game Harmony Star Rail, and that's resonated with me. I think Harmony characters are nuts. Again, we'll talk about that more in the future. Let's jump on ahead. I don't know who these people were, by the way. There was like a whole bunch of people. He looks like he's maybe a game dev from what he was talking about. But yeah, like all of Robin's songs coming up in an album. Super sick. Hang on. Here we go. So we should be moving into the, yes, Boothill. Boothill! I think Boothill's super cool. This is probably the character I would say with the least amount of hype. Like, he doesn't have the idol thing going on. He's not Firefly. He's not Jade. So, in other words, it's the male character. People don't seem to like the male characters as much. I think this guy looks freaking sick. Again, I was not expecting to like Boothill, but I am digging the cowboy vibe. And this guy has so much character and attitude, and I love it. I think he looks to be super strong as well. Let's skip on ahead here to the gameplay. So he has like this enhanced basic attack. So my understanding of how it works, sort of around his skill. So with his skill, he goes into a duel with somebody, and then he gets these enhanced basic attacks. It looks like, again, he gets a few pips maybe of it, the enhanced basic attack. Not sure. He's not doing it right there. I'm not. No. He actually built up by killing someone. He's actually building it up. Sorry, excuse me. So yeah, he puts someone into a duel. They take bonus damage from him. He takes bonus damage from them, which is hilarious, right? Really, really funny. But yeah, just massive single target damage. Like I said, with his technique, he can implant physical weakness, but also this ultimate implants physical weakness. So he is going to be a super duper versatile single target damage dealer. They're always going to be weak to him. Now, the thing about Boothill that is more concerning to me, again, I'm talking about maybe going for Robin. Like, look at this team. We got a Bronya brand. We've got Ron May and Gallagher. I'm pretty sure, I've been hearing rumors that Boothill is going to be really focused around breaking enemies. So this doubly makes sense as to why he's implanting the physical weakness. If he's all about breaking, he'd be totally useless if they're not physical weak. So I think that's what's going on there. Like Ron May enhancing break teams. Gallagher, your sustain, that's enhancing break teams and synergizing with break. So yeah, this guy seems like a break DPS. And that for me is a problem because I think as a newer player, it might make sense to just skip out on, like, there's so many types of teams. There's dot, follow-up attack, hyper carry, break, whatever. There's loads of different types of teams. I don't have any of the characters, like I said, for break built up right now. I've got Black Swan. Like, this for me, right? I've got Black Swan. I've got Sparkle for hyper carry. I've got Aventurine. I could get Robin, like follow attack, Dr. Ratio, follow up attack. So I think for me, I might focus more in on the dot and the follow up, maybe a bit of hyper carry. I think like it becomes really hard without whipping out the credit card a lot to then get the break team in as well. But like I said, I really like Boothill. And I think if you've got Gallagher, if you've got Ron May built up, I think he could be a very strong option. Like, I really, really do. Especially if you're like a long-term player and you've got like Ron May and Acheron. You can like run Acheron one side, ignoring weakness with her ultimate. And then you can run Ron May with Boothill, ignoring weakness on the other side. Like, that seems to me like it's a pretty darn great setup to be very versatile for this new single target boss mode and Memory of Chaos as well. Like, it just seems really good. Maybe they'll throw in more. I'm sure they'll throw in memory turbulences and all that sort of stuff to mix it up and make that not just I put in the same teams every time. And you probably want to put in different teams as well. Otherwise, you get, I would think, get very bored. But yeah, so break is maybe a bit of a downside, but his ultimate is sick. Like, check out the ultimate. He whips out I think that's just so cool. He whips out a wanted poster with the enemy on the wanted poster. He shoots past them and then it explodes, implants physical weakness. Like, this guy is just super, super freaking cool. He's doing off the enhanced, but yeah, you can see he's doing a ton of break damage. So yeah, but I think he's pretty freaking awesome, honestly. So yeah, but for me, I said I might pull on his banner for some of that stuff, but it doesn't seem like the most ideal idea. Then we had some like events and whatnot. This one looked pretty fun. That you're like, I don't know, creating movies and stuff. That looks like a fun event. So that's gonna be pretty cool. The Clocky Dreamjoy Memoir, I think it was. Then there was another one where you're basically like leveling up. It seems like a more combat focused one. This is like the story of the Trailblazers, like an arcade game is the idea. But like you're getting weapons and accessories and things and gearing up your team. And yeah, like I wonder if there may be pre-made teams, or I don't know if you can put in your own teams. But again, you can like basically get this gear for this mode. Like I said, like these fun modes, they're probably not that crazy hard. They're just really fun. I like the events in the game. Both of these look fun. One that's combat focused, one that is not. I think that's a nice mix. And there was also, this was really interesting, actually a couple of things here. So first, check this out. It's a Boothill event that is all about your mission board, your assignments. I thought that's interesting, right? And I don't know if they've done that before. I'm a new player. I've never seen it. But yeah, a Boothill thing, which hopefully will have like cool Boothill lore and stuff. So I'm down for that. You know, there's not really much gameplay here, but it's kind of cool. So yeah, that could be fun. An assignment-based, yeah, story mission perhaps for Boothill. All about Boothill. That was neat. And then, oh, they've also teased as well, new Trailblazer. I forgot to say that. Oh, we have to check out the new boss too. Sorry, 1 second. Where was this thing? The thing I saw that was like actually really, yeah, a couple of things that are really neat. Number one, you can now stalk your friends even better. It'll tell you what they're actually doing. That's cool. It's optional though. But I thought this was cool. Like this whole section that you can now see info specifically for, where are they going to do it? But specifically for Memory of Chaos. It's in there somewhere. But specifically, yeah, you can basically see the teams and setups that your friends use to beat like Memory of Chaos and to beat Pure Fiction and the new Apocalyptic Shadow, I think it's called, right? I think that's really, really neat. So I love that. As a new player, it's like, oh great, what did people actually use? Oh, here we go. So I can, yeah, look at this. I can see what my friends did. I can see their teams and I can copy their teams. That's a great way to learn. Let me find the new boss. It's in here somewhere. What the heck is this thing? I don't know. Oh yeah, so I think it's coming up in a sec. This section on the new boss, really cool. There's the new boss here in the background, like Super Harmony enemy. He's freaking awesome. I think they call him Septimus. With like, and it's like the theme is, here we go. So he's like giant dude. and he's like conducting a choir of like angels and music, and they throw them at you. It's cool. He's got like these summons you have to summon in. It seems like an important part of this boss fight is actually breaking the weaknesses of the summons, right? So AoE damage perhaps is going to be important. When you break their weaknesses, it like gives you a shield so you can survive his attacks because he hits you really, really hard. So this seems really interesting. It seems like a cool boss fight, right? He shields up and you have to focus on taking out his summons and interrupting him. Like I said, when you take out the summons, it gives you a shield to mitigate his damage. His damage, I can ignore defense and stuff. That's insane. Also, I don't know. They didn't mention it, but he has like 2 toughness bars. This guy's got multiple toughness bars, which I think is like a totally new thing, which is insane. I love this move. Looks like his ultimate move. But like the hand of Jipe, I'm pretty sure that Jipe, the Harmony, the Aeon of Harmony, reaching down, they do the whole like, you know, the, what's it, the Sistine Chapel finger touching thing. That's sick. So that looks freaking awesome. Like an ultimate Harmony fight. Yeah, breaking these to lock him out, protect yourself. That seems like a really cool boss fight. Super thematic. To sort of cap out the Charmony Festival. I think it's it's pretty freaking awesome. So there you go. That is most of the big stuff that is coming in 2.2 that they revealed in this live stream. I think it looks really, really fun. Again, I'll do a more detailed video. This one is long enough. Oh my god, this one's really long. I'm sorry. But I'll do a proper video talking about it in more thought through detail what I think about the banners and where to go, who's worth summoning. So stay tuned for that. Listen, thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Remember to like and subscribe. Don't forget about the promo codes. And yeah, I will see you all next time. Goodbye.